Welcome back to Whatever is on Our Minds, the podcast where we talk about whatever is on our minds. Today, we will be starting with a passage from the book of Bill, which I have right on my windowsill, so I'm already having it in my lap.
It's like you got your important references right there, huh?
Yeah. So the part we were discussing a couple days ago is the section, Is Heaven Real? Which reads as follows. Believe it or not, heaven is real. I know, I was shocked too. Turns out, in an infinite multiverse, all conceivable realities can and must exist, which means logically, there exists a paradise exactly tailored to every desire you've ever imagined. Lucky you!
Wow, that gets to me every single time.
And I didn't even notice
Lucky
until you pointed it out, like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I've heard it a few times, the passage, or read it, I guess. But it always gets to me. Lucky you. It's like he implies that he's not gonna be that. Ironically, he says the paradise exists for everyone, but then ironically, it's like lucky you, like it doesn't exist for him, and that's so sad. He's still thinking he's a monster because of the accident.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, there's other stuff he's done in the meantime.
I don't think he's a monster, though. I don't think there's anything that qualifies. He's not a sociopath. Otherwise, he wouldn't think of himself as a monster.
He's trying to convince himself he's a sociopath.
He is, yeah. That's part of his defense mechanism.
His denial.
Yeah, in a roundabout way.
Like in the morality chapter, you can see it because he describes the denial, rationalization, and detachment.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, again, and I think we've probably discussed it a few times. But he, with the morality, and there's like the people being on the railroad tracks, and you have to make a choice. That it's like a classic, ethics class example. But that just made me think that when he made the choice to try to force Ford into building the or giving him access to the portal.
Yeah, I remember there's like a video on my channel about that, thanks to you.
I think that's what he was doing. He was like the only people who seemed to. I have to say, it's probably not what it appeared, but in his mind, the hench maniacs were the only ones who cared about him, right?
They were the closest thing he had to family.
To home, that planet where he lived, or the what do you call it, the dimension where he was. That was his home, right?
Yeah.
With all their flaws, but like families, everybody has flaws and areas of improvement and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. But that he had a place where he belonged, and for the second time he was about to lose it all.
Yeah.
So it's like the people on the railroad track, right? Like, which one is the lesser of the two evils? I mean, he didn't kill Ford, and that wasn't his intention, and he didn't. He desperately tried to save his henchmaniacs and his home.
Yeah.
I mean, how sad, right?
Yeah. I wonder, would there be like a less invasive way for him to do that?
Probably. But how many people, and I'm sure triangles fall into the same category, have learned how to negotiate properly and how to problem solve properly without going into fight or flight. Especially since Bill was a teenager when the accident happened, he never had an opportunity to really learn from his family, and he also obviously that qualifies as extreme trauma.
That's probably like more trauma than everyone on Earth has combined.
So he probably goes into fight or flight at the slightest trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that eye. It's amazing how much expression one can put into an eye,
Mm-hmm.
This one eye alone is talking with his eyes.
He does talk with his eye. What I meant to ask though was with the relocation of the henchmaniacs.
Oh, as opposed to forcing things a certain way, not coming up with an alternative, I guess.
Why? I mean, why did it have to include the destruction of the world?
Why would it include the instruction of the world? The destruction, I'm sorry.
Yeah, why couldn't he have just, just had them live there? Ultimately, the solution for the henchmaniacs was Jesselbrom bringing them to reality. And clearly they didn't cause world-ending chaos there. So why couldn't they have just partied in the typical human way and just not ended the world? Why couldn't they have just been more civil, I guess? Why did the plan have to involve Weirdmageddon?
Well, when did the Weirdmageddon plan start originally?
Ages prior. I think when they first discovered Earth, it's been around for a while.
And how exactly did he then originally define Weirdmageddon? What was the end goal of that?
I don't know. I think just a party. They just wanted to have a never-ending party.
I mean, you are what you see what you are in many ways, right? He's not human, so it'd be very hard. And he was raised by wolves, so to speak. He didn't have any structure. He didn't have any role models, no mentoring. My older, wiser triangles, right? He kind of raised himself. It's and then also the never-ending party. I mean, now it just occurs to me that is often also a coping strategy, right?
Well, obviously.
If you look at people who become drawn to alcohol and drugs and whatnot, yes, there's a genetic predisposition to becoming more affected by alcohol and drugs and more easily addicted. But on the other hand, it's like the work hard, play hard mantra in this country and much of the Western world, where people put in enormous numbers of work hours every week, and then and then they have happy hour. Why does happy hour have to exist, and why is happy hour equal to drinking, you know? Like,
Wow, in 10 minutes you've already started talking about society.
well, I mean, how can you not with the Book of Bill? I mean, it's all about society in many ways. I mean, there's history, there's psychology, there's interactions of very different individuals, you know, and clashing, and at some point corroboration, and there's everything that's makes up society. But what was I saying? What was I saying before that?
You were talking about the never-ending party with Bill.
Oh yeah. so the party, and it's destructive. So his way of partying was destructive, and you said like, why can't it be more like people? Well, when people like in some party schools, colleges, I mean, it's synonymous, and so in some age groups even synonymous when people are saying let's party, like we're gonna have a party in so and so's house or whatever, or at their dorm. That often means alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And maybe other drugs too, which is unfortunate, you know. So his party was very destructive, but so is our alcohol parties.
Oh, so are you saying it was like an allegory?
Well, I don't know if it was intentionally an allegory. I wouldn't be surprised. But I think when you mentioned that this parties, why couldn't this parties be more like human, in like those that humans have, and in a more civilized way? Well, in many circles, partying is synonymous with actually something that can be very destructive, right? Because of all the nasty effects that come with alcohol and drugs, right? And then people don't even remember what they did, and they think they can drive, and then they drive anyway. It's horrible. A lot of lives have been ruined by that. And then the addictive potential too, and then you never know if your genetics make it even easier for you to get addicted, you know? So it's actually a very human thing. Like Bill reflects a lot of very human problems.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like his denial, his psychological issues, his fight or flight responses, his rationalization, and going back to the past all the time, not being able to just move on. Clearly, this is the ultimate tragedy. It's going to be very hard to move on without help, but he's also rejecting help, right?
Yeah.
That's also a very human kind of tendency. Oh, there's nothing wrong with me.
Bill's story is the ultimate tragedy.
It is.
He's honestly, of all the characters I know, he's like the most tragic fictional character in existence.
Yeah, he has the most tragic backstory that still affects him. And for a lot of us, it's hard to let go of the past, right? I mean, I don't know. This is if anybody could ever let go of anything like that, but maybe not let go as in forget about it, right? But just to make peace with it. This is what happened. This is part of the past, but not to cling to the. He had over a trillion years to gain some distance in some way, you know. And he's still not in a place where he accepts help, even professional help from like people who are so professional and so well trained as the certain axolotls. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about his training, but yeah. Why do you think that's so, that he's so rejecting of help?
Because, well, I think it's pretty simple. He doesn't want to acknowledge that he needs help because then he has to face the pain.
Yeah, that is pretty simple then. If you phrase it like that, that's true. Good point. Yep. So that's another very human thing, escapism, denial, anything but facing the pain. And interestingly, in a lot of what is often taught is that unless you face the pain, you're not going to be able to process it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to feel it and it will go away. But the more we try to pretend it's not there, or to self-medicate or whatever he's doing, I mean, he's not self-medicating, but a lot of humans probably would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a similar setting. This looks so cool.
Thanks. I'm just experimenting with this background.
Yeah, I like that. This is so good. Yeah, I'm so glad you're teaching me teaching me a little bit about how to use this, but it's definitely more complicated than it looks. Especially with all those layers.
I don't know how it just comes naturally to me at this point.
Yeah. Pattern recognition, right? And practice.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to add to the background.
I like the background.
Let me go on a different layer. Wait, let me center this.
Uh-huh. Nice. Yay. I know. That little line weren't there where the eye is. It would have been all hate. Bill. No, it wouldn't have.
Yeah, I was going to be like, what are you talking about?
I'm like, what am I talking about?
Ooh, I just made it brighter.
Let's. How did? Oh yeah.
By duplicating the layer.
Oh, I didn't know you could do
now
that. That looks so cool.
it says, "All hail Bill."
Wow.
In the background.
It's beautiful. What are you going to use this for?
Nothing. I was just doodling.
Wow. That's a doodle. It looks great. I love it.
I figured I might as well draw Bill since we're talking about Bill, and then it just happened.
I love it.
Thanks.
All right.
Let me save it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait till the special edition.
Oh yes, I really hope we get more lore.
Wow. What is usually in the special edition, like different ciphers and code and whatnot?
Yeah,
like missing pages.
In the special edition of Journal 3, they had it was like a blacklight edition, so you could use like a UV light to see additional information.
Nice.
And the special edition book of Bill is glow in the dark.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's gonna be UV light again or if it's gonna be glow in the dark.
But then you have to go in the dark. First, you probably have to put it into a very well lit room. Each page.
It's the inverse. Oh, BillFord.
What?
Let me explain. So
I love how your mind works. Like all the inverse.
So with Journal 3.
You can hardly talk. That's so funny.
I'm just so excited about BillFord. And this isn't even BillFord. It's just me reading into it.
Yeah.
So with the Journal 3 Blacklight edition, you have to first go into a dark space and then put light on it. Whereas with the Book of Bill, for it to glow in the dark, you'd have to first put light on it and then go into a dark space.
Yeah.
It's the inverse!
I can't wait. September 23, right?
Yes. I'm actually thinking of doing a Bill parody of the song September to release on the special edition day to celebrate. It would go like, do you remember 23rd night of September?
Oh, I love
and it would be like about the release of the special edition. I would drop it the same day.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get ready. 6 weeks, more or less, right?
I'm so excited.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And the sad part is that the scalpers are probably already out there pre-ordering in bulk. And then there's gonna, because of the blacklit edition was, you can buy, they're selling that on eBay for the other what was it? What was what was it? Backlit?
The blacklit.
Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. That now is like some places, some people on eBay are trying to sell it for like $4,000 right now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
All right, I'm going to.
We probably should have pre-ordered too.
So then I would have had 5 books of bills.
Might as well. Right. I like how they're sitting on your windowsill there.
Bill on the sill.
It's actually very...
Bill on the sill!
Decorative.
You've heard of practical. Elf on the Shelf. Now Bill get ready for Bill on the sill.
Oh, that's good. That's going to be fun.
Okay, so I'm going to add like a bit more of a glow to the flames. Mm-hmm. Watch this. So I'll rasterize it.
Rasterize it.
And then I'll put a Gaussian blur of like 50. Mm-hmm. And now, look at that. Look at that.
Wow. Looks great.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
Now it looks like the flames are glowing. Mm-hmm. Like they should be.
Beautiful. That is all that in like 20 minutes.
Yep.
And Bill was ready like well before. That looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
What exists? Yes. Let's replace it. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. So the Book of Bill, the 23rd of September.
Also, I've had multiple people ask for a Q&A. And I was thinking maybe I could do that, but it's probably going to get flooded because people can ask questions way faster than they can make fan art. So, like, if the fan art submissions were getting flooded, then chances are the Q&A would get, like, 1,000 questions in, like, 2 days. So I was thinking I need, like, maybe I'll do it just once for a special occasion.
I like that.
And I just now realized we have a special occasion on the way!
Yeah. And that gives you a little bit of time, too. 6 weeks,
Yeah, I'm not going to open it until, like, the day before, though, because I know for a fact it's going to be flooded. Like, there could literally be, like, 1,000 questions.
Well, or you can do it for one day the week before, and then you have a little bit of time to go over it or something. Right?
Yeah.
Because there are going to be some duplicate questions.
I probably should do it like in advance anyway, so that I don't like record, edit, publish the same day.
Yes, because you want to enjoy that day too,
Yeah. It's gonna be a really special day on my channel. I gotta do like a whole bunch of things to celebrate.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna do the thing you told me about, the Q&A. What was the other thing again?
The September parody.
Oh yeah. That's right. Very nice. That's a lot of stuff coming up.
And
then what's coming up this month? The Minecraft update, major update.
And Rebecca Sugar's album.
Oh yeah. When is that being released?
I don't remember the exact day, but I think
August 15th? What was August 15th?
One of the songs, maybe the whole album is dropping the 15th. I don't remember though, but I know I saw just now a video.
And when is Rebecca Sugar's new series coming out? This year or next year?
Next year.
Next year. Okay. And then in November we have Wicked 2 coming out.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun stuff coming up.
Yep.
That preview was very cool.
Yeah.
It's very well made. I wonder how all that plays out in the end. I'm like Wicked 2 naive, so I have not seen it. I've not seen the musical. Nothing.
I haven't seen the musical either, but I got all the
like the theater.
I got version. A lot of the plot spoilers.
That's okay.
Because obviously people were talking about it.
Right, but it'll still be fun to see how they get there, you know? Wow. I can't wait. I'm so glad it didn't take them so long to make that sequel. Actually, remember? I guess they
filmed both at once.
Yeah, at the same time. That's smart, actually. That way you also didn't risk anything, changing dramatically in terms of the actors. Right? They don't have to put their life on hold there. That's so cool. All right.
Is there anything else Bill Cipher related that is on your mind?
I still wonder if there's something else coming out. If anything else is going to be released. Remember when we went to the book signing last year? And Alex Hirsch was saying that there was something he couldn't talk about yet? Do you think it's the special edition, or I thought it was something else.
I don't think it was the special edition, because I remember at that panel he said, like, if the Book of Bill is successful enough, maybe we can get a special edition. So that was not a secret. Like, he had been wanting a special edition from the get-go.
But he also said there's something he can't talk about yet.
That's probably his new series at Netflix.
Oh, which one is that?
It hasn't been announced yet, hence why he can't talk about it.
Wow.
But all we know is that he's working on an adult cartoon at Netflix.
Wow. Yeah. Poor Bill, huh?
Yeah.
How is he going? He's going to be in the third prison for forever, right? It'd be interesting to think of possible scenarios of like how he could be helped. Or he really has to help himself.
Yeah.
The answer is within him,
That's why he's stuck.
Yeah. A powerful God is stuck.
Yeah.
Aww. Well, maybe Ford will be able to help him one day. As a friend,
There's actually thick of Bill spoilers ahead.
Oh yeah.
I'll put like a timestamp you can skip to if you don't want the thick of Bill spoilers.
Oh, that's a good idea.
For like, fanfic I've been writing, for those of you who don't know.
How many chapters are you up to now?
149.
Nice. Quite the saga.
Yeah, well, lately I realized that kind of Ford is like low key helping Bill, like not like on purpose, but it's just that like Ford is kind of like forcing Bill to, again, like not like directly, but like he's like forcing Bill to face his past.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to read an excerpt from the latest chapter.
Please do.
So in the latest chapter, chapter 149, which takes place shortly after, so for context, Bill was trying to get into Ford's lab to like sneak in. So he...
Wait, what? That's context without context.
No, because it's like they're like Bill is like possessing the reader, and they're like co.
Oh, his lab, not his. I was like, why does he want to go on his lab?
Oh no!
That's why you looked in disbelief when I said, "Oh wow, that's like context without context."
And then what
I need context for the context.
I needed context for your context.
Oh, okay. His laboratory.
Yeah, so he was trying to sneak in to get on the computer and to create a distraction to get Ford out of the laboratory. He accidentally started a fire in one of the porta potties.
Oh, his accidents. Well, I guess that was a purposeful accident.
Yeah, but he tried to play it off as like an...
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that they wouldn't like be on to him.
Oh, right.
Because he's like disguised as the reader.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So then Ford is low-key trying to help. Okay.
So Ford is like kind of like it's like kind of subtle. It's like it's
Oh, let's hear it.
So here's the dialogue. I'll show. I have it on my phone right now. So the on the left is Bill, on the right is Ford.
All right.
I'll start here with Bill saying, "I didn't know I'd start a fire. I thought worst case scenario, I'd make a big smelly mess and have to clean it all up." Then Ford responds, "Well, now that you know, you can ensure that you won't repeat your mistake. Remember, it's okay to not know something. What is not okay is pretending to know it."
So true.
And then Bill says, "But the damage has already been done." And then Ford says, "Replacement costs will be deducted from your first paycheck if Seuss doesn't insist on covering them himself. His selflessness is astonishing." And then Bill says, "Well, not everyone can be like Seuss. Some of us are just fated to be..." And then there's like something encrypted there.
Ooh.
Ford says, "Go on." And then Bill says,
"Oh my gosh."
"To be fire-starting accident causers."
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and then Ford says, "We all make mistakes." Bill says, "But not like that." And then Ford just says, And then Bill responds, "See, you can't even disagree." Then Ford says, "Well, in my youth, I made a big mistake." Then Bill says, "Oh, really?" And then Ford here has a little bit of a monologue. He says, yes, long story short, things went awry at home, and I hurried off to college and then moved here after I graduated. Essentially, I ran away from my situation and tried to forget any of it ever happened. I was miserable for decades until I was finally forced to face the past, and now, at long last, I'm at peace.
Oh.
And then Bill says, okay, good for you, but another encrypted message down here. Ford says, take your time. And then Bill, trying to change the subject, says, I was wondering if I could have the password for that computer.
Oh my god.
That's some...
like what?
No, because like the whole thing was that like he came down to go on the computer, but then he realized that it was like encrypted and
so he just throws it in there like that.
Yeah.
Not even try to be a little bit
yeah, and then
more discreet.
I'm not gonna read the rest, but like basically like Ford says like you have to prove you're responsible, and then Bill was like, it was worth a shot.
That's funny. Yeah. That's classic Bill. Let's cut straight to the... Let's get straight to it. Shall we save this in case?
I already saved.
I mean the recording?
It'll save.
Yeah, once we exit, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's not lose it, though.
I don't want to stop it now, because then it would be split into multiple parts.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, that's just an excerpt of the full chapter.
Wow.
So, shameless self-promotion. If you are interested and you want to read over 76,000 words of Bill Cipher shenanigans.
If you have insomnia.
Read the Fig of Bill, link in the description. But some people actually have said that they spent like the whole night reading the Fig of Bill.
Oh.
It's insane.
Better than lying awake and doing nothing, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Very cool. And how long did it take you to get to 149 chapters?
A little over a year.
Oh, yeah. It has been here already.
Yes!
Wow. Very cool. All right. In any case, yep, that's Bill. I think you captured his character really well.
Well, obviously.
Obviously.
I mean, like, Bill. Like...
Well, definitely relatable to you in many ways, huh?
Yeah.
That we can also learn from Bill then. Like from his mistakes.
Oh yeah. So the main reason I started writing the Fig of Bill, I guess there were two reasons. One is like I didn't like how the book ended. I wanted like an option to be allied with Bill.
Yeah.
And then the other is I figured like if I can figure out how to fix Bill, then I can figure out how to fix myself.
Yeah.
1 year later, I'm not even halfway through.
Well, and it's not so much about fixing, really. It's more about growth, right? Hence the whole axolotl regrowth kind of thing. Rebirth. To me, that's 100% allegorical. I don't think
I'm going to see if I can start another doodle so people don't get bored.
Yep. I mean, it's not about fixing, really, right? I mean, that's how it's often seen, you know, like, oh, I gotta go. But I don't know. It's, to me, it's about growing and And letting go of the past, right? You can't change the past, but in order to move on, you gotta let go. And that's initially really hard to do. But we do cling to a lot of things, right? Like I said, I was saying, like the chapter I'm reading of the book, well, there are many such excellent chapters, but I'm reading a book on mindfulness and so much more, but it's called Wherever You Go, There You Are. And there it's by John Kabat-Zinn, and he really does. To me, I mean, I don't know. I listen to the Audible books, and I find it very relaxing and calming because it works for me. But we're clinging to a lot of things, and that causes a lot of discord, right, in ourselves, and it's like the opposite of harmony and peace. We cling to attitudes, expectations of ideas as to how things should be in our life, where we should be, and all those arbitrary rules and ideas. Anyways, don't want to yap too much.
You get really philosophical here.
I love that background.
This is actually going to be the painting itself, I think.
Yeah, I love that too.
See, I'm creating this sort of like trippy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doodling.
I like your doodles.
Thanks.
They're fun. It's fun to see the process too. Someday, maybe one day, maybe I'll be able to use a tablet like that.
One day, maybe someday, I'll be so out of touch. I'll become a trumpet or a drum set in a sad orchestra. One day, maybe someday, in a world speeding up, it's getting hard, so very hard to keep up. One day, maybe someday, I'll be so out of touch, I'll become a trumpet or a drum set in a sad orchestra. Someday I won't know what to write. And I can't be 18 my whole life. But I'm too fucking young to feel so fucking old. But I'll try and I'll try and I'll try. But I'm not dead yet, so I guess I'll be alright.
I love AJR.
Yeah, me too.
They're so good.
My favorite band.
Mm-hmm. From the lyrics to the melody, the rhythm, the instruments they use. It's all just, it's very different,
Yeah. It's interesting that they create this dissonance, because the lyrics are like really, kind of like depressing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
the instruments are very happy.
Right.
And I find that interesting.
Yep.
Wait, did I mess up the pattern? Oh no, I think I'm doing it correctly.
Yes, and it's pretty cool too how in the end, just the fact that they're alive, so they'll be all right. That is really deep, actually.
Yeah, true. That's really profound. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah. And it's sad that we sometimes realize that too late,
It kind of reminds me of the Bad Guys 2, which we just saw.
Oh, that was so good. Yeah, how does it remind you?
Because sort of like the moral of the story was that like if your life is shitty, just have hope that someday things will improve.
Mm-hmm. And also there is like, there are degrees of shittiness, to use your word. Because often what we consider like really like crappy is maybe not that bad. And I'm not talking about interpersonal stuff like, people hating on each other or abusing each other or something like that. No. But like everyday life stuff, that's not not so extreme, but like being I guess being not content with what we already have and constantly striving for more,
Yeah.
because just maybe we already have everything that we need, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think in a lot of cases in the society it's going to be true. And like I said, I'm not talking about interpersonal things and psychological issues and whatnot, emotional stuff. But yeah, so the ending is pretty deep in my eyes. I guess there is hope as long as there is the opportunity to move forward.
Yeah.
This looks so cool.
I have to correct this one here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get it so that it goes through all of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like so.
Yeah, the lineup just has to be right. Mm-hmm.
Alright. I think another thing I like that it showed in the bad guys too is like the sort of relapse that it's not so easy to just go from like being bad to being good. Like it's easier said than done, and a lot of time there's like temptation to revert to old ways.
Yeah. Well, they've become really good at it, right?
Yeah.
For lack of better words. I mean, they've become very skilled at what they were doing.
I kind of feel similarly because, like, I want to be a better person, but then at the same time, I can just go on the internet and, like, be Bill Cipher and everyone loves me.
Well, I mean, if it's role play, there's not an issue, right?
Yeah, I think that's the thing is, like, a lot of people don't realize that, like, they overestimate, like, how much of that is role play.
All right.
Sorry.
Anyway. There's such a, I mean, in many ways, I wish you would get away from this oversimplified good and bad. I mean, good and bad in society, there's a very clear definition, all right?
Okay.
Violence, breaking the law, that is bad, right?
Yeah.
But being direct and having social skills that are different, that are not neurotypical, and that is not in itself bad. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Directness, saying things the way they come to your mind is not in itself bad. It's something different altogether, and I think we need to change, find a better vocabulary, find a more accurate vocabulary for that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a school where neurotypicality is the goal, literally was the goal, and on IEPs and everything, right? So that.
But what about my aggression?
All right. I'm just gonna go into a very limited. I don't think this is a place to discuss things in detail. But in terms of, let's go back to school and fight or flight. It was all fight or flight. When you were in elementary school, you'd either lash out to the kids or you make a run for it. How many times did you?
But I still lash out at people now.
All right. It's not a therapy session right now.
I'm sorry. That's just what was on my mind, I guess.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do lash out, even if they have it under control in certain settings. You'd be surprised how many people lash out at their own family members, where the boundaries are a bit more wishy-washy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that everybody has to work on their own, okay?
So it's like a normal thing?
Yeah, I would say so. You'd be surprised, even when it comes to.
Oh.
I mean, I've seen people, and I've been able to interact in my career with a lot of people, okay?
All right.
In all kinds of positions, from people who are, anyways, but like including very powerful people, right? And you can see it too in the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see how people do. A lot of people in high-ranking position got there because they stepped on people's toes, okay?
Yeah.
They didn't get there because they were constantly helping others to succeed. They walked over people sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
Now, but even in like academia, even in the medical field, where you would think people should be more compassionate, right? You have some very strong personalities, and people who are under a lot of stress, they don't often have a great temper control, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, a lot of us can improve, constantly improve. In fact, all of us should constantly aim to improve. For our entire life, right?
Mm-hmm.
When that desire to learn and to move forward and to evolve and to grow, once that stops, it's kind of, then we're right? We're stagnating, right?
Yeah.
We all should be a dynamic character in our own story,
Mm-hmm.
right? Anyways. Yeah, but I thought Bad Guys 2 was made pretty well.
Yeah.
It was definitely kept you. There was a good pacing of the story.
Yeah. There was a lot happening.
Exactly. And humor too.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this just changed.
I'm just playing around.
Yep. All right. Are you almost done with that?
I think I'm gonna just keep it like.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I like
this.
that. Yeah. That is so cool.
Thanks.
Yay.
So yeah, we got pretty philosophical as usual. Thanks to you.
Well,
I'm surprised no medical stuff came up this time.
Yeah. Hard to believe that usually I'm super silly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are super silly.
Like doing The Sims.
You ship BillFords despite being my mom.
That qualifies me as super silly.
Well, it makes you more silly than like 99% of the moms in existence.
Ooh, I love to be scoring high. Yeah, top 1%.
Also, it was super silly how I said Ford's lab and you misheard it as lab and didn't question it.
Well, to be fair, English is not my first language. Oh, German laboratory in German is Labor. And lab with a P is Schoß.
Well, it sounds a lot more like labor than shows.
Well, that is true. But I guess, and you also said in the lab, not on the lab.
You just keep making it worse.
Anyways, are we gonna play Sims 2 tonight?
Yeah.
I love narrating that, like commenting on that.
I should record you at some point.
That is never really that's never philosophical.
I was actually
because
thinking
they're always so silly.
I should record you playing The Sims. I bet people would find it really entertaining, like I do.
Yeah, sometimes it's really funny.
Because you always observe like things that I wouldn't notice. Like you like to watch The Sims cook and point out.
Well, I didn't know. I don't like say like, oh, I must see them cook. But it just like occurred to me after all those years of you playing Sims, and especially Sims 2. I just recently notice that how they prepare cereal.
Yeah.
Like literally, they pour the whole package of cereal into the bowl, then they add milk, and they make it for the group. And then they'll take it out like soup, and then there's a ton of cereal left, and then they just put it in the fridge for leftovers. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, it makes it easier, but I didn't realize there were so many Sims that love the soggy cereal. Nice and soggy. It always tastes better the second day around. Oh, and it's so funny.
And yesterday you noticed the food processor.
Oh yeah, like how they use the food processor. They have those nice appliances. And then, what was she making? Spaghetti, right?
And you called it a pre-bowl.
They used it like a pre-bowl because they put everything into the food processor. Then they did not turn it on and mix it or anything. They just poured it into a different bowl, and all the ingredients, without even mixing it, had suddenly become pasta and tomato sauce.
No, it was just sauce, and then
just sauce?
It became. There was pasta in the pot.
Oh, and then okay. So it became sauce. It didn't use a food processor, so they used it as a bowl to put in all the ingredients, and then I put in another bowl to mix it there. I mean, if you start paying attention to those little things, it's I don't know. I find it funny. Because it's so surprising, like we always assumed they were using it the way we use appliances and whatnot, or make cereal. But when you actually start watching, it's like, wait a minute. And that's a whole thing. I think I heard one time a session on I don't know. They interviewed somebody. They interviewed one of maybe the CEO of EA or something. There's a woman. And she was talking about deconstructing how the Sims the game is a life simulator in a deconstructed kind of way. I like that idea. Because that way people are not going to take it too seriously, And it's kind of like that. That is kind of like how in our family, we, at least my grandma's side, my mother's side, how we approached life, or I'd have to remind myself of that. Like sometimes when it gets really tough, like my grandma would always find something funny in the situation, and then you have a good laugh. I mean, laughter is so underrated, It can really give you that little bit extra, like, okay, tomorrow is going to be a better day. And there's a high chance that it will be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like with The Sims 2, it's like, if you start taking yourself too seriously, and you can't laugh about yourself, and you don't joke about yourself or the situation you're in, life is a lot harder. And again, obviously the situation we can't find the funny. There are plenty of situations.
Like a lot of people joke about 9/11. I don't think that's funny.
Yeah, but even sometimes, yeah. So But then also with that, I understand the immaturity, People are just based on their age sometimes. It's not, it's appropriate level of maturity for the age, but in the big picture, it's still immature, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay too.
Well, I knew
people don't necessarily understand that right away.
I knew 9/11 was bad from when I was a kid, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's hard for me to imagine jokes that they're memes and jokes because we lived through it,
I think
I
maybe.
mean, I remember that. I don't know if you have to do like a content warning at some point, but it's nothing graphic. I'm not going to talk about the graphic stuff, but I remember I was actually going to work, and it was a day I was running behind, and usually in my job.
Oh gosh, this looks so cursed. I just tried to draw Cyan from horse race test from memory as shown in the experiment 2 finale, and it looks so cursed. Why does this look so cursed?
I don't know. I don't know what it looks like in the reference.
I'll put a comparison in post.
We should wrap it up soon, kiddo. I'm afraid it's gonna crash, and then we have nothing saved.
Shall we wrap it up now before you start talking about 9/11?
Yeah, I've decided not to talk about it.
Okay.
All I wanted to really say was that I remember exactly where I was at the time. Like anything, any big things that happen.
I think they should, maybe if they teach about it in schools more, there would be less memes and whatnot, because, we would have, the minute of silence every year for 9/11, but they never actually told us why.
No, that's a good point.
So
maybe I think they just assumed everybody knew.
Yeah, so I think the problem is that a lot of people in my generation just don't really know, the details of 9/11.
So that'd be a good thing for younger people to ask their parents about,
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyway, I guess we'll end
on a better note.
On Bill Cipher. Let's see. Let's have one more conversation topic about Bill Cipher.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to you working on some of the projects that I know you've been keeping on an idea list. So
yeah, I don't know if I have the motivation to work on them.
Well, we could do it while we talk.
Maybe, but a lot of them are animations, and I don't want the music interrupting our conversations.
Oh, okay, because you work with the music. Okay.
Yeah, because I time it and whatnot.
Okay. What do you think would help Bill to to be more accepting, to get some help? And is it even necessary? Let me think about that. I'm just thinking out loud. He kind of has figured out, and obviously he's kind of figured out how to be sort of semi-happy, at least on the surface, right? As long as, and people, are their own, obviously his liberties end where somebody gets harmed, right? So that his excesses are kind of that's what gets him into trouble. But if he were to just keep going in a more so he's chaotic as long as he doesn't destroy anything or harm anybody. Is it really that bad?
I guess the problem is that he won't become less chaotic unless he seeks help.
Yeah, I guess
because the reason he's
spirals.
The reason he's so chaotic is because he's trying to distract himself at every moment.
Wow. That is actually also very deep. Because if you think about how humans distract themselves,
Yeah, like I
like the
do that.
extreme ways. For some of them, are extreme, especially people who are wealthy and who have like a lot of disposable income, right?
Yeah, like going off into space.
Going, yeah, going,
For me, it's
doing
like
extreme activities.
for me, it's like going on my phone. Like
Mhm.
I can't if I'm not doing anything else, I can't stay off my phone for too long, or else my mind wanders too much and I just like spiral. So,
Yeah.
like, if I'm not currently doing anything, I need to be on my phone. And it looks like I have a phone addiction, but there's actually, like, a deeper reason as to why I'm always on my phone.
On an unrelated note, what do you think Ford saw? Do you think Ford thought that, or said that Bill was his muse?
Because, according to Ford, Bill had told Ford that he was a muse who chose one great mind to inspire every 100 years or something along those lines.
Wait, Bill?
Bill told Ford that basically Bill called himself Ford's muse first.
Really?
Yeah, like when he
because
himself, he introduced himself to Ford as a muse who chose like one great mind to inspire every 100 years or something along those lines.
And then why do you think Ford just accepted that? Because, like, imagine if some kind of other, I don't know, some kind of other character had approached him, he probably would have said, well, thank you, I feel flattered, but I don't see you as my muse.
Are you kidding?
Why?
Like it's Bill Cipher. Like if you, what would you do if an alien entered your dream and said that you, out of everyone on Earth, had been handpicked? Like, what would you say?
Well, I wouldn't believe it. I am definitely too distrustful.
You're like Stanley then.
Oh yeah.
Because apparently at some point Bill tried to go into Stanley's dream, and he disguised himself as a teacher, and Stanley immediately knew that he was a disguise because nobody had ever been like nice to him. So then Bill revealed his true form, and Stanley was like, well, why were you in a disguise in the first place? Are you a cop? And then Bill just left.
That'd be me, but not like, I wouldn't go for it like, are you a cop?
That was like,
I'm like, what are you trying to scam me out of?
Yeah, but like, that was like, I don't want to say deleted scene, but it was like something that I guess was in Alex Hirsch's head that never like made it into the show.
Really? How do we know about it?
Alex shared it.
Really?
Yeah, I guess it's like an idea he had that he just decided to share.
Oh yeah, so it never made it in there.
Yeah, it never was in the show or any of the books.
Wow, that's fun. Well, that would be like a normal response, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of people draw a dichotomy.
It'd be like, either am I hallucinating, or it's like just a dream.
A lot of people show that it isn't that Ford is a genius and Stan is stupid. It's just that Ford is academically a genius, but socially he's incredibly stupid.
He doesn't have much common sense.
Whereas Stanley struggles academically, but he's
got a lot of common sense.
Yeah, he has like street smarts. Whereas Ford has zero street smarts.
Yeah, well.
And this whole thing wouldn't have even happened if it wasn't for Ford's gullibility.
Right, in part, but I still think there's a difference to somebody says, hey, I inspire somebody every 100 years. Then it would have been like, oh, you're going to be my mentor. But he went to the muse. I mean, that is a whole nother thing. It's like, it's not like he didn't say, hey, I can't believe I finally have a mentor. And I'm chosen, to be your mentee. No, you're my muse. Like he was really like, oh my gosh, he was like, he seemed like completely like on cloud 9, like
he was.
It's like, oh, my muse, like name dropping,
like
being
Ford.
He had mentionitis. He was like, my muse this, my muse that.
Yeah, Ford was the biggest Bill worshipper in history back in the day. Like, he had, like, the shrine with Bill.
True.
And all the little, like, pictures of Bill on the wall.
It's like, you know how Steven has his star eyes when he gets really, like, excited about something?
Yeah.
Ford should have had, like, little pink heart pupils whenever he's talking about
I don't remember whether this was canon or, like, a fan art.
Uh-huh.
But I could have sworn there was a part in the flashback where, like, when Bill and Ford were still on good terms, Ford had like these like a bunch of little sparkles in his eyes, like an anime character.
Oh wow! And you think you saw it in the series or in the book?
In the series.
Oh, we should go back at some point.
I think it was in the last Mabelcorn, but I don't know. I can't remember whether it was canon or fan art.
We should go back.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about it next time if it's canon. All right. On that note.
Wow, we ended it off with BillFord.
And we're back.
Give it up for my mom.
BillFord. Yay.
My mom, the BillFord shipper.
Well, we need to get Alex Hirsch to give us some closure here. With Bill and
who knows? Maybe in the
but also BillFord.
Maybe in the special edition we'll get to some more BillFord crumbs.
That would be good. That'd be amazing.
Oh, I really want
I need you to decipher everything. Because I'll be like all over the book.
Meanwhile, I'll just
be classic ADHD
I'll just
fashion.
be reading it. Like earlier in my server, someone wrote "I love my muse" in @bash, and I just read it.
Yeah, I know, that's become second nature to you. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to decipher everything because my brain is gonna be.
I will.
I pick up different patterns, very different patterns.
Yeah, you get the social patterns.
That's why I guess immediately when I read my muse, I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
somebody has a crush.
You knew about BillFord before I did.
Well, I'm also old.
I remember when I had the realization, I went to you, I was like, oh my gosh, BillFord is canon. And you're like, well, yeah, they went on a date.
Yeah, well, I've seen it all.
And I'm reading the karaoke night now with where it literally says one thing led to another. I'm like, how did I not put the pieces together?
We should read that at some point. Was knowing what we know now.
You want to do it to finish off the podcast?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it before this computer crashes and we have nothing.
We started with a reading from the book
I'm
of
nervous
Bill.
Now.
We started with a reading from the book of Bill. Now we're finishing with a reading from the book of Bill. That could be a good tradition,
actually.
Yeah, it's almost like a church service.
Outro.
But for Bill.
I was going to say intro.
Okay, so due to some technical difficulties, the recording cut, but now we have everything back up and running again, and we're ready to finish off this episode, and I figured that since we'd be finishing off with BillFord, it would be appropriate to display this drawing I made a few days ago. I'll link the speed paint in the description, based on the song I'm Just Your Problem, because I felt like it fit both sides.
It's kind of perfect, and I love how that drawing turned out.
Thanks.
Very cool.
Yeah. Anyway, it is time to read from the Book of Bill, Karaoke Night. This is not my first time doing this on a broadcast. The first time it was during a live stream. Alright, here is Ford's entry. June 15th. I was racing around the lab trying to catch a lock-body mantis. It had been unlocking doors in my house with its infernal key arms when I spotted the calendar. My stomach sank a bit when I realized it was my birthday. This day has felt odd ever since S and I parted ways. Even worse, I opened my door to find a pile of dead rats inexplicably left there, shaped like the word Ford. I have no idea who would do this. Have I made that many enemies in town already? This seemed as good a sign as any to skip this day and go to bed early. And who should I find waiting for me in my dreams but my muse? Did you like my present? It wasn't easy possessing that many rats. I was dumbfounded. He actually remembered my birthday? I tried to explain that his grasp on human customs was imprecise. How about I mix you a drink to make it up to you? It's called the myoclonic jerk, and it can get you loaded in your sleep. Salvador Dali loved him. I was flattered, but politely declined. I'm not much of a drinker. He said, I'll convince you tomorrow night. Ha! I doubt it. And then cut to tomorrow night, or I guess the morning after, and we've got this entry.
Handwriting's very different, huh?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't be writing this down, but I had such a crazy, wow, it was a night. And now it's morning. Bill Cipher, he did a dream, karaoke, and then one thing led to another thing, and normally I try to sober, but he mixed a dream drink, and I gotta say, look, it's just me and my journal here. I gotta say, this Bill guy, he's really got it all figured out. Also, the rats were his idea? I get it now. What a time. What a hangover. Gonna sleep whole day. Ad aspera aspirin. Stanford pint. And then he presumably fell asleep mid signature. And then of course there we've got the little illustration.
Wow. Oh, look how Bill is looking at him.
Yeah.
Like he's saying, ah.
Though of course he would never admit it.
You should take a picture of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna show that in the I'm gonna add it in post.
It's like Google-eyeing him.
And then somehow we got from that to this. Which is unfortunate to say the least.
Which is a problem.
Yeah. Any last words you want to say before I do the outro?
No, I think just that I'm hoping that they'll figure it out, at least in terms of being friends again.
Yeah, at the very least, hopefully Bill can redeem himself and Ford can forgive him.
Yep. And so that they can have at least a civil relationship, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and some closure.
Yeah. I think that would help both of them.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today's episode of Whatever Is on Our Minds. We're hoping to do more of these in the near future. So stay tuned. And remember, reality solution, the universe hologram, buy gold. Bye!